some falafel maybe. Oh, you know, one of those molten volcano ice cream cakes that you can get at like Chili's and places like that.
Or maybe vegan treats right here in the beautiful Lehigh Valley.
And they can name the cinnamon roll after me. Oh, that's a beautiful trophy.
The stakes could not be higher tonight.
Oh, and look, there's a pierogi on the top of that. The reception. Oh boy. Dan Champion is at a hell of 2019. Stole the show at Orange Cassidy's doing something, kind of, sort of, whatever, WrestleMania weekend. Got his work cut out for him here tonight. And I would say that shirt, the fact that the pierogis are already named after Puff, the fact that Puff sells a shirt that says pierogi-based athlete, and these fans, of course, behind him as well. Dan Champion has a lot to overcome here this evening.
Absolutely. Of course, Puff's entire career, his merchandising strategy is tied to pierogies. So if this match doesn't go his way, that's a big monetary blow, Joe.
And Dan Champion in impeccable shape. One of the biggest, strongest individuals I've ever come into contact with. A man I've known for the better part of some 17 years. There's the bell.
And you mentioned, of course, Dan Champion had a great 2019. But you know that the best way for him to end this year is going to be hoisting a pierogi trophy and staking his claim to the naming rights of these pierogis. That he, now get this, Joe, he wants to rename these pierogis the Dan Champ pierogis.
Oh boy, that rolls right off the tongue. That doesn't even fit on a shirt, any marketing. Santoros are going to have to change all their marketing and labeling.
Can you imagine walking up to somebody at one of these beautiful tables and asking for the Dan Champ pierogi?
Slap to the face, and this one has gotten heated online over the last couple weeks. You wonder how Dan Champion's going to go along with the, well, let's say the way the match is supposed to turn out, if he's going to kind of take some liberties here with Puff.
Well, Dan Champion, of course, a man who's been known from time to time to not cooperate in certain situations.
That's right, there are swerves and there are swerves. And ladies and gentlemen, I certainly hope tonight we are not swerved when it comes to Dan Champion and Puff, who actually went up. We spoke to him earlier this evening. Went up 15 spots in the PWI 500, the most prestigious ranking of professional wrestlers in all the world.
That is quite an ascent, and of course, he was in a Rookie of the Year class with Big Man Otis from WWE SmackDown and Ronda Rousey. What company?
That's a tough field to be coming up in that grouping with. Ronda Rousey, really Rookie of the Year, huh? Mm-hmm. That's how we do things.
Well, no doubt if those two had not been in the running, Puff would have been the winner.
Absolutely. Dan Champion, I think, was Rookie of the Year at Johnny Glitter's World Star Wrestling back in 2002.
And now those big chops, Kobashi-style chops on the outside by Puff. Dan Champion's chest was exposed and reddened And now, Puff walking around on the outside of the ring, high-fiving all these fans, all these pierogi enthusiasts who you know have their hopes invested in Puff.
And one would think that Santoro's Franks would want Puff to win. They wouldn't want... Imagine having to deal with marketing and licensing with Dan Champion. What a pain in the ass that must be.
Absolutely. You know, it's all the logistics. That ruins everything, Joe.
Referee Dr. Dan Yost putting the count on both men. Now, I wonder, Robbie, if this is a double count out or a draw, do they just keep the same name as Puff? Does Dan have to win the contest for the name to be changed? Or maybe you and I can angle and have the pierogies named after us.
Well, I am always in the market for a new investing opportunity, but I would assume that because Puff wants to keep the name, he's the de facto champion heading into this contest. Gotcha. And in the case of a draw, of course, that always goes to the champion. So I believe that the pierogies would keep their current name in such a scenario.
That makes a lot of sense. I should have really read the rule book on this. I've been too busy brushing up on the rules of cuss fighting to really...
I've been too busy eating Dan Champ pierogies.
Oh, it's a horrible thing we might have to say in just a few minutes.
And now Dan Champion administering those big kicks to Puff, lowering those forearms right onto the back of Puff. And
oh, look at this. Series of clubbing blows by Dan Champion, who I know in a few weeks, possibly sometime 2020, has a date with Destiny, one more opportunity with his longtime rival Orange Cassidy. Be on the lookout for that.
And now Puff trying to pull himself to his feet in the corner. Dan Champion just doing sort of laps around the ring, gesturing to these crowds. He feels like he has this match well under control, Joe, and you can start to see that arrogance sort of building in Dan Champion.
Certainly, he knows he has Puff out experience. He knows he has Puff out endurance. He knows he has Puff out muscled. But the one thing that I think Puff has, well, the two things. One, of course, is these fans behind him, but it's also the heart, the determination. Oh, and trying to take the big man down, Puff, on
Look
wobbly
at the
legs.
balance by Puff.
And he shimmies himself back up. Oh, and he eats another big clothesline from Dan Champion.
Puff stands right back up.
Saying, bring it, you big bastard, says Puff. Oh, there's that whip punch.
That was a straight right to the face of Dan Champion.
He's going for a power slam, perhaps. Dan landed on his feet. Holy shit!
Big rock bottom by Dan Champion. Only a 2 count. Puff barely managed to squeak out in that pinfall attempt.
And Puff is no lightweight. He's 400 plus pounds if he's an ounce. And Dan Champion picked him up like he was nothing. Like he was a 4-order of Puff pierogies here at the merchandise stand next to us.
And Dan Champion, he is, of course, known for his strength. He has that great ability to throw his competitors around the ring. And now Dan Champion on the outside, sort of trying to figure out what his next move is going to be.
Oh, he's got an order of those pierogies. Hey, wait a minute, where'd my pierogies go? What the hell?
Are those your pierogies, Joe?
Oh, yeah, let's see what shape they're in. I still might eat them.
The 5-second rule does apply in a match like this.
Oh, I ate a piece of pizza that landed cheese side down off the floor of a trampoline park last week, so I have no shame.
Let's keep this strictly professional, Joe.
Oh, Puff back up! The power of the pierogies!
Big choke slam while holding the pierogies. And now he's got to indulge. Look at him eating those pierogies.
Oh, and he's sharing with the crowd. That's better than those shirts that Commissioner Reject was throwing.
Absolutely. Those fans are hungry for the pierogies. They're rabid.
Picks him up. Oh, Dan Champion slipped out. He didn't land on his feet, but he had that move well scouted.
Well, Puff is trying to chew and deliver a power slam at the same time. Few athletes can do that.
Power slam, wait a minute. Oh, Rikishi driver.
Puff wins. The pierogies remain pierogies.
competitors or the patrons, the folks who work at Centauro's Franks. I'm glad they made that one guy take his Chris Benoit shirt off. But going into the ring, he wears every time a Chris Benoit t-shirt.
I noticed that. I didn't want to bet you.
I took a picture with him the one time. He looks like Ed from Bout Van Dam.
Well, thankfully, Puff's getting the trophy and not that t-shirt.
I want that t-shirt.
Champion and owner in perpetuity of naming rights to Centauro's Franks Pirogis. I give you the Lehigh Valley Pirogi champion, Puff!
And look at Puff hoisting that trophy. He's going to have to clear out an entire corner in his trophy room for that beautiful piece of equipment there, Joe. He's overcome.
Guys, I can't say how much this here trophy means to me. I love pierogies. I love pierogies so GD much. I see you there. It's truly an honor. In a city that's one of my favorite places on earth, to have this namesake for me, I think pierogies is truly amazing. Behind me.
And now Dan Champion.
Oh, what the hell's he gonna do?
Straight right.
Oh, I thought we were going to see that trophy smash. Thankfully, Kevin Blackwood there to help his partner, one half of the Buffalo Brothers. A little poetry in motion there sends Dan Champion packing.
And the day has been saved and now Puff can celebrate the way that he should have been able to celebrate after delivering that beautiful oratory about pierogies. One of the great speeches of our time, Joe.
Oh, no.
Normally me and Kevin are the Buffalo Brothers, but tonight, in honor of my favorite place on GD Earth, we're the Buffalo Brothers!
So we saw a name change after all. It just wasn't for the pierogies.
Pierogies!